Loki, Series 1, Episode 5, titled Journey into Mystery. Now, this episode is the second to last episode of this season. And don't be surprised, because I have seen this, always I have seen the responses for this episode, and a lot of people are enjoying it, like me. But there's some people who find this episode to be a little bit disappointing, mainly because it's the second to last episode, as I said, and we got all these questions, and by the end of this episode, none gets answered. Who is Sylvie? You know, why is she a variant? We don't know who and what, he or she, whoever is behind the curtain. Still, by the end of this episode, it might be a character that we know. It might be a character that we haven't expect. It might be Miss Minutes. It could be, or it could be Kane Conqueror, as people have been theorizing. And you know, before I continue, I do feel a lot of people are going to say, so if next week it isn't Kane the Conqueror, people are going to pull WandaVision and say, you know, it's not Fisto. That means Marvel played us. They had all these hints and this, and you're like, not really, because WandaVision with the Fisto was, look, you know, Ralph Boner, Quicksilver, had his hair sticking out like devil horns. That means he's a Fisto. You know, that kind of stuff. While with Kang, and the nature of the show is, one, we know he's coming. You know, we know he's going to be the main villain in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, played by Jonathan Majors from Lovecraft Country and The Five Bloods, which was my favorite movie of last year, and he was fantastic in the movie. Anyway, we know he's coming, and the nature of Kang is he's all about time, and the show is all about time, and it's not that crazy of a theory, okay? It's not that bad. It's not a crazy theory. So as I said before, none of the questions have been answered. Or any of the questions with this that we have left of the show at the end of this episode. But it's still good. It's still a good episode. Like, clearly, for the spectacle side of things, like, you know, this is the one where Marvel and everyone who was in charge of Loki screamed and said, this is the episode where we're going to spend most of our budget over. Like, clearly. Like, a CGI alligator. Spoiler alert, that's not cheap. You know? Clearly, the big spectacle thing, a giant cloud is not, it's not cheap. Now, I jokingly said, like, oh no, they're fighting Galactus. That's the weapons of the Fantastic Four: Wise and Silver Surfer when they made Galactus, which is this big, giant, purple dude in the comics, like God's Attack on Titan size, big purple dude with and they just in the second Fantastic Four movie they just made it a cloud. It makes sense if it was a portal, but people just wanted to see an actor play Galactus, and we didn't got that anyway. But what I really enjoy about this episode is the stuff that was teased last episode of Loki, our main Loki, to be fact. We've basically having conversations with his other Lokis, the other Loki variants, the Lokis, anyway, of it. You know, from the kid, the child Loki, to clearly the Viking Loki, from the Loki who's wearing the classic comic book outfit, like from Birth of Deception, was it 1964 when the Marvel Thor came out, and they introduced Loki, so, and him wearing that costume, and that's when I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, next time people say the words, why doesn't the comic book outfits look like, why doesn't the movie outfits look exactly the way it looks in the comics? Because this is why, and it looks fucking ridiculous. And they did it in WandaVision, and they did it for Loki. And here's the thing, it feels like TV, we can accept that a little bit more, of seeing comic book, like, spandex, cloth type of material, more than, like, movies. Movies, you kind of have to keep, you know, the way it, you know, you have to kind of modernize it, but, you know, it's a type of, yeah, I just laughed at it. Anyway, of course, that Loki, played by Richard G. Grant, is the highlight. You can tell he's having fun being, like, definitely in the end, when he's, like, pushing magic and he's making illusions and all that. That Loki's probably the best out of the new Lokis, out of the Lokis we have. And, of course, you got, was it Crocky? Crocky? Like, it's, like, crocodile, because it's alligator, but it's a crocodile and Loki merged together. Which I was like, wait, is that... I think I just saw Fog Thor. That's a thing. But if you're like, what? Comics... Remember Spider-Ham from Into the Spider-Verse? Yeah, Marvel did the whole animal chain with all the characters. You can Google it. Who got turned to who. I think Captain America got turned into like a polar bear. Which makes no sense. But anyway. But it makes no sense to make Spider-Man into a pig. I mean, you know... Thor a frog. It makes no sense over that either. But anyway. But, yeah, it's all about the relationship. And also, like, this is the first time that I kind of gave two shits of urine about the relationship between Silver and Loki. Because it's in the past, it just felt like a blanket, like I'm looking at two people talking to a brick wall. Well, in this, I found it to be like a friendship bonding, you know. And there's a scene nearly like the whole, like the scene before the big battle thing, and it might be the best performance that Tom Hiddleston has given as the character in these 5 episodes, plus the 3 Thor movies, Avengers, and Infinity War. No, it's 6 movies. 6 movies, because there you go. It's great. It's grounded. It's a real talk. You know, it's like Loki not being Loki. You know, he isn't pulling tricks out of his ass. He isn't trying to be smart or, you know, being witty. It's like, no, I'm literally, I'm saying this right now. I'm seriously talking you straight, and I'm not pulling stuff out of my ass at all. And it's really well done. Let's hope, let's see what, but this is a really good episode. I know I have gone to tangents with this episode. Like, I didn't mention we saw the Thanos copter. The Thanos copter. Now you may ask, why does the man Titan needs a copter? I don't know. I haven't read the comic. I just know it's a thing. Explain to me, why does Thanos need a copter? In the 90s, because Thanos came out, you know, the Thanos God came out in the 90s. So, that I don't know. But anyway, comment below. What do you think of the episode? We got one more episode to go to the end of the season, and yeah.